Hello, everyone. This is Tanya Dantas, your host here in the Mayan calendar pop-up group. And today we are doing the daily Mayan weather forecast on White Lunar Worldbridger, which happens to be my husband's galactic birthday. So he was born on a White Lunar Worldbridger day. And I wanted to come on here and start talking because I keep talking about it with him and with other people, and it's just time to talk about the energy of the day. So as you know from yesterday, we are on the 13-day wave spell of the Serpent. And hi, people. If you hear noise, that's my husband shaking bags in the kitchen. The Worldbridger is making its appearance. Yeah. So hi, say hi. Hi, Aaron. Yay. Cool. Nice to have you on live. Okay, so basically, we're in the wave spell of the Serpent, and I know some of you are having questions coming up about what does it mean that we're in a wave spell? Like, why does the energy the rest of the days? And in the video yesterday, I referenced that it has to do with, like, when you do, it rules the 13 days. It will be like when you do a, thank you for the hearts, it's like when you do the example I gave yesterday is like when you do a sun salutation, it's not a moon salutation, it's a sun salutation. So while not every position is called the sun position, it's like you're dedicating it to the purpose. The day one is about purpose. So our purpose these 13 days is the snake energy, the grounding, the slithery, the sensual, the grounding, the body, all of that stuff which we talked about yesterday. And today, here he is, the Lunar Worldbridger. We just had lunch, so he's like, makes his little coffee for afterward. And yeah, I told him, you're gonna make a guest appearance. So today is the lunar day, and lunar, like the moon, has two sides, right? Like, well, not really that it has two sides, but what we see, it's like two sides to the coin. There's the shadow and the light. And today is it symbolizes always in a wave spell. The second day is the challenge day. What is our challenge in this snake energy? What is the challenge? And today is the Worldbridger, which is the shedding skin part. I love the Worldbridger glyph because literally my husband, but the Worldbridger is the name for death in the Mayan calendar. So death is the Worldbridger. There's no other word for death in this language. It's literally bridging worlds. So as you can see, it shows you that there's no end. We tend to have in our culture this idea that death means the end of something. And to the contrary, here it's talking about it's a bridge. And so you might, when you're on a bridge, it's like, the expression of the tunnel and not being able to see the light at the end. Like sometimes we can't know what everything's going to be like at the end of the bridge. But in that sense, we have to trust or surrender, because the Worldbridger is about surrendering to a new opportunity. Yeah, it's about letting go of some of our, our own control issues, our own like need to know everything and have that certainty and to like plan it all out, our mind stuff, our attachments and all of that, and literally like shed that skin and like be cool with the unknown, with not knowing how exactly it's going to go. And in one sense, we have a huge tool that we learned from yesterday is the body, like being present, like bringing mindfulness practices into the body, like being aware of what we're eating, of our senses. Aromatherapy can be like very sensual, working out, dancing, doing all this stuff with the body, making love, like healthy sexuality, like all of these things that help us be present and not go off into the future and try to figure it all out. Another thing that came through this morning as I was journaling about it, about the energy of the day, was about shaking free from trauma. Yeah, because as we do stretch and we do grow and we move forward in life, sometimes, you know, we're letting ourselves shed some skin, and we have to remember our animal self. Like there's a fabulous book about trauma. It's kind of like the base book written by, oh my gosh, it's like when I'm doing a live, I get into this energy that I'm like, I can't, sometimes it's, here it is, Peter Levine, Waking the Tiger, okay? So what it's talking about, it's like one of the first books I read about trauma, like maybe 15 years ago. And it talks about how when animals, something happens to them, you know, like maybe a deer was being chased by a lion, and like what it does after to shake off the fear is like it literally shakes its body. Like it just lets itself like go, whoo, like my video was looking yesterday, like the effect on my video yesterday. It just like literally just shakes it off. And in our culture, we're often like so restricted in our bodies. We're not, you know, sit all day, sit at the computer, sit at our desks. And we're not really following the instinct and the drive of our bodies. Today I know is also the galactic birthday of Patra Vaquero, who's in our group. Felicidades, Patra. And I know her from dance. I go to her dance group that she hosts on Thursdays. And it's so much this energy is also about shaking things off, using the body to also heal and like shake it off, literally like shake off all that stuff that isn't ours, and to, you know, heal from the trauma of that, of, you know, taking on something that isn't ours, like letting it go. So today has to do with the shedding, the dying part of the serpent, and the challenge sometimes is letting it go. And yeah, surrendering into that new opportunity and like really stepping into that opportunity. So I wonder how it went for you all with making your altar. I don't know if you were able to connect in with the energy of the serpent, or if throughout the day you were able to notice moments where you really could witness that serpent energy. Like, okay, that's the serpent energy. Like there's that instinctual animal part of me, which is so demonized in our culture, you know, that instinctual piece. And part of, again, I've said it before, but I love about the calendar, which every archetype is perfect. Like there's no better one or the right one, or this one's good and this one's bad. They're all equal. And there's always like a shadow and a light manifestation of it. So, today in our challenge day, notice the challenges that do come up for you. In general, like on one level, it's on a general level. And on the next layer, it's like specifically with regard to the instinct. I think, you know, I'll share one for me that comes up a lot, is that when I skip a workout, like I justify like, I'm just not gonna do that today or whatever, I can really get like just, it's easy for me to get reactive to people. And that's very, you know, like the snake will just attack, you know, they don't, it's reptilian brain, like they'll just attack and not be in that light manifestation of being grounded and just, you know, use the body to shake off whatever isn't ours, or like, you know, get into sensual mode and like elevate the consciousness that way. And so I noticed that, and I can also get very controlling, which is, you know, as I was talking about the shadow of the Worldbridger, like I want the day to go this way, or I want the day to go that way. And for me, it's an opportunity to connect in to the wisdom of the Worldbridger, and remember, you know, that intention of the main thing with the calendar is about receptivity. Like we're not just randomly alone in the universe. Like there is like a greater order to things, and for me to take a moment to connect to that and listen and remember that I wish to be in harmony with that. I don't want to try to take its job and like try to do it for the universe, you know, like that's just leads me to crazy making, and I need to surrender my plans of what I think should be, or how I think it should go, or what order, or how it's supposed to look, and yeah, and do my best, do my best, and like also surrender some of my perfectionism, which is, totally there too. So yeah, so today, as we tie it in with the vision of the snake, of that sensuous dancer, that sensual, snaky, slithery, I just figure like a feminine, gorgeous figure, like dancing and moving, surrendering our transformation to the divine, and some of our control and like selfish thoughts and all of that. Like, I need to, do this for me, because the snake can also in its shadow be, all about itself, right? So we're surrendering that today. So that's it for today's daily weather forecast. I'm going to come on live a little later and go into one of our like practical modules about what is time. I want to keep these brief so they're digestible. Let me know what any thoughts that are coming up, associations with the Worldbridger, anything like that. And again, if you hear things that sound like, what the heck is she talking about, still like with energy and like all of this stuff, but it's still resonating, allow it to just kind of wash over you. And the things that need to stick will stick, and what you need to let go of will just shed skin. All right? Nice to see you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.